Hey everybody, it seems like I can't go a day without hearing the word burnout or anxiety, used in some way. And usually it has something to do with somebody's work. Not always, but often it's about pressure or the pressure to produce or be productive. I've always considered myself to be a productive person. At my age, I can look back and I look at the letters that I put after my name, and I can think about the roles that I've had and volunteer work that I've done, and I can say I guess, oh, gee, that wasn't too hard to do. But then I think a little bit more about my past and what I've accomplished and the many more things that I've yet to accomplish. And then I have that moment of clarity. Uh, Not much of it was easy. In fact, I've spent a large part of my life chasing something, and I'm not really sure just what I've been chasing. It got me thinking about people that I've known over the years. Many of them have led what I consider to be, I don't know, pretty simple lives. And by that I mean that they weren't cursed with some unexplained need to constantly make new goals and try to achieve them. I've secretly admired those people for much of my life. But something inside me has always said, if I can just accomplish this one last goal, that'll be it, and I'll be satisfied. Many of the same people that I come across who tell me that they're stressed out and constantly anxious and teetering on the edge of burnout are more often than not much younger than me, but not all of them. I have a close friend, in fact, who's never learned to just accept what and who he is and enjoy where he is. He's a couple of years older than me, and it makes me concerned that, he's reaching for goals that might not be reachable, mostly because of a lack of time left on the planet. When you suddenly find yourself on the other side of the hill, it's hard to accept that you might not have the time to reach that objective. But so many people I know and work with are younger than me, and I listen to their concerns and I can sense their fear of failure. And I wonder if it's always been that way. Um, from my point of view, I don't think it's been that way, at least when I was younger. But that's a discussion I suppose we'll have another time. For right now, I'm going to give you some advice. Slow down. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. That's probably the most destructive thing that you can do to yourself because really, no one cares how many degrees you may have or how many projects you can take on at one time. I mean, your boss may care, but believe me, if you take on too much and you overpromise and underdeliver, no one will be there to pat you on the back and thank you for trying. That's just not reality. Your job will let you take on as much as you're willing to say yes to. Just don't screw up or drop the ball. If you're younger than me, and most of you probably are, stop and consider how quickly the last year went by. Then think of the last 5 years, or think of college if you went to college and how quickly that passed. That's just a little taste of what's to come. Time will move so much faster as you get a little bit older. I know you hear that all the time, but it's true. And if you fill up your weeks with more tasks than you have time for, you'll be frustrated, you'll be demoralized. Just take a moment and think of what you have planned just for this week. There's probably work, maybe the gym, groceries, cleaning, and before you know it, the week's over and it's on to the next. Wash, rinse, and repeat. It's so easy to fall into that trap. So take a look at your commitments. Is there something that you can cut back on? If there is, do it. Order your groceries online and pick them up. Put your phone away and stay off the Facebook and the Instagram and all the other social media and all of that stuff. They're a horrible time suck and they never make you feel good about yourself. Invest in yourself, in exercise, read a book, stare at the sky. Just take those precious moments that we call time and be selfish. Use those moments to your advantage. If it means cutting back, then do it. Stop competing with others over cars and clothes and houses and other stuff like that. Don't let objects like that rob you of your time. Be choosy with your time and don't be afraid to say no. If you spend time at home cleaning or decluttering, consider that time invested in yourself. It always makes me feel better to see an uncluttered space around me, not like this here. It just seems to calm my mind, though. I mean, having said all that, I know reality is what it is. Not everybody can afford to cut back on their work hours or quit a second job. You may be one of those who really can't eliminate your stressors overnight. Just know this, you're not alone. And stressful periods in life do come and go. So when an opportunity arises to change your situation, take it. Stop playing catch up. Stop looking at what others seem to be doing. Most of what you see them doing is fake anyway. As for me, I've cycled through periods where I accumulate tasks and projects and roles, and then suddenly I find myself barely able to keep up. And that usually leads to finishing my obligations, and then I go into hiding for a while, only to emerge and then start the cycle all over again. I'm finding myself in that situation again right now, actually. Lots of roles, lots of titles, which just brings about more meetings, more disingenuous people, more people who feel the need to compete with me, more conflict, and above all, more time away from me. Once again, I've recognized what I've done, and I'll slowly shed those responsibilities. I won't walk away from them. That's not how I do things. But perhaps for the final time in my career, I've learned that none of it matters. I'm the first to admit that no matter how highly I may be thought of today, I'll be totally insignificant tomorrow, as we all will be someday. Remember, even if you pay to have your name inscribed on a building, in 2 generations, no one will know who you were. No one will be alive to remember what you did. And that building will be eventually torn down to make way for a new one anyway. Moral of the story is take your time, do good work, but do it with intention and with much regard for your own needs. Just be your own best friend. Okay? All right. Take care. I'll talk to you again soon.